Wait a minute. I think there's something wrong with the figures. There's 3 people watching. That's not right. Yeah, that's not right. If you guys are watching, say something in chat. Yeah, no one's watching. It's fine. Alright, let's start this, I guess. Make sure I'm actually recording this time, and let's not lose the footage from Monday, shall we? Otherwise, it's gonna be one big disaster after another. Alright, so I guess we'll go to Nether. A bit more digging. Kinda wish they'd upgrade to 1.9 already. Oh, I just finished a recording session with Final Flame. Great guy, just didn't realize he did play a lot of FPS, which I don't know if it's surprising or not. It just seems like it would be right down his alley, but I guess everyone's different. Let's see, we've got ender pearls in here. We don't need them. We don't need them today. Let's just go. Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys on here, because I mentioned last episode that I was working on a Nether, and just to see a little progress, I guess. And I think, yeah, it's echoing again. Can someone in the stream actually tell me if it's actually echoing? Can someone in the stream actually tell me if it's actually echoing? Can someone in the stream actually tell me if it's actually echoing? Can someone in the stream actually tell me? Because I can't really tell on my side. I can hear it over and over again, but on my side, I don't know. But yeah, let's going to go to Nether, show you guys a bit of what I've been doing, and then we'll start on some topics. Cause sorry, iBeam. Yeah, the echo is a lot. I don't know what's wrong with it. Let's try. I'm gonna try something else. Does this make it better? Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? No, it's still echoing. I don't understand why it's echoing. No, it's still echoing. I don't understand why it's echoing. No, it's still echoing. I don't understand why it's echoing. No, it's still echoing. I don't understand why it's echoing. No, it's still echoing. I don't understand why it's echoing. No, it's still echoing. I don't understand why it's echoing. Oh, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to keep an eye on it because I've got no moderators. I just wanted to keep an eye on it because I've got no moderators. I just wanted to keep an eye on it because I've got no moderators. I just wanted to keep an eye on it because I've got no moderators. Okay. I'm not watching my stream anymore, so if you want to How's that? Can you hear me now? Thanks. Thanks for your help, iBeam. And yeah, I was sat at the ender, and it's stupid because on this server I'm like the only person who uses it, so I use it as an AFKing mechanism. And yeah, I was just about to come back to enchant some picks for the Nether. Oops, grab these. But yeah, what's brought you to my stream? I guess. Let's see. Nice, Silk Touch. I've got some great picks already. These are like throwaway picks for me because I'm mining out the whole of the Nether. It's a huge task ahead of me, and let's just say I'm not looking forward to it. But wow, these picks are getting good. I'm breaking one. This one goes in the chest. The efficiency, yep, got an efficiency one. I'm only basically looking for efficiency ones right now. There's a wither farm. I'm working on a wither farm right now, and it's boring content, so I normally just do it on streams. It's really weird that I'm actually engaging with someone in my stream. I've never done that before. It shows how little I stream and how little people actually watch me. The wither farm, it's because we're planning to upgrade to 1.9 soon. We're still in the 1.8.9. We're planning to upgrade, and we're looking into some new designs. And besides, the withers don't spawn on the roof. They spawn in nether fortresses, I think. Yeah, they don't spawn on the roof. You're thinking of a gold farm, I'm guessing. Picks are here. Okay. I'm guessing you're thinking of a gold farm. No, with the pigmen. Sorry, yeah. Wow, that's really bad of me. Yeah, sorry, it's with a skeleton. Honestly, I don't know if we've got a wither killing area. I'm guessing we do because we've got beacons. But then again, they could just be awarded for good behavior. I don't know if that's a thing or not. But yeah, sorry about the confusion. It's a wither skeleton farm. And before we go, we're going to be working on a bit on that because I'm not happy with how it looks. And now that we've actually got people watching, you might be able to give me some ideas. Because, really crap builder right now, so. And the pearls on this side. And the pearls. Okay. Maybe we should bring back a dispensary onto here. But yeah, let's swiftly move on to our first topic, shall we? And I've not really outlined anything good for this topic. It's just talking about stereotypes. Because this week, I've encountered a lot of people who have been bombarded by stereotypes. And it's just, like, they sound like they're sick of it. And I'm just wondering where these stereotypes have come from. But if you guys want to... Damn it, I need another chest. It's not this, it's that. Anyway, so the average, the old stereotype of a gamer is essentially a guy who sits in his room, very darkened area, sits next to his computer, has all this junk food around him, very messy room, that kind of deal. I mean, it might be a very misnomer stereotype now, but that's still what I think of when someone says that and compares. But I mean, now it's all changed, right? I hope it has, anyway. I mean, there's still, let's face it, a lot of people who sit in front of computers are generally still overweight, but they can be people who are trying to get fitter in life and still sit in front of a computer all day. not sometimes not as all, some not as always. And oh, before we go any further, I am doing this in like a radio show kind of deal. So if you guys want to come on and talk, share your opinion, share your views, talk about your side of the story, that kind of deal, just give me a bell, and I will pop you a Discord, um, link that's activated for one-time use. I think I've got it at one-time use anyway. But yeah, so if you guys want to pop on, speak your side, argue a little, whatever. I mean, that's why this is still talk controversial with Klaus, because it's just enjoy what I enjoy doing. A little talking, a little building. Let's see. But yeah, stereotypes. Every country has them. I mean, I'm essentially like a big oxymoron of all stereotypes. It's not good. But it's fun. Sometimes a lot of people are thrown off by that, and it's funny just to like see them turmoil about it slightly. And yeah, it's hilarious when it hits them. Because a lot of the time, when you hear my voice, I don't sound how I look. And I don't have a deep enough voice to go with my physique. A lot of the heavy set people or overweight people, they have a deeper voice. You know, people say their voice tends to boom, but my voice doesn't tend to boom. It just tends to squeak a little. I wonder if I've still got... No, I've just got sea lanterns over here. But yeah, it doesn't tend to boom. It just kind of... I don't even know. Wait, I haven't got my sounds on. But yeah, I have a higher voice than anyone of my physique. And I'm also Chinese, so I absolutely do not sound Chinese. I might sound a little Chinese, but I sound predominantly white. And it's still quite funny. I've been to job interviews on Skype, and at the end, you know, when you're chatting and they're doing notes, they always like, so, I'm always asking them, so, what's the most surprising thing about me? Or like, you know, ideal candidate or whatever, that kind of deal. You know, because being on IMGA, you're being constantly bombarded with, oh, you know, you should say this in an interview, you shouldn't say that, you shouldn't turn out in sandals, you probably shouldn't miss your interview, this, that, and the other. Anyway. But it's a couple of Skype interviews, especially with companies that are from abroad. It's a lot of them were like, yeah, we thought you'd be white, and then that's the like last time you ever hear from them. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, nothing to do with my my actual ability to perform the job or anything, but sure, why not? Let's. Oh, I didn't bring any disposable blocks up here. But yeah, I'm going to be tearing this down because I don't like this middle bit. Are they following down the middle? No, doesn't look like it. Yeah, I just don't like how this looks. I'm going to make a bigger ball shape kind of deal. And then the other thing is, a lot of people stereotype, because I have an English accent, so a lot of people stereotype as, oh, you know, you must be tea drinking, or he must be really polite, or he must, you know, dress in tweed or whatever. Absolutely not. It's like the biggest crock of shit you'll ever... Oh, wait. Dang it! This... Ugh. I hate it when this happens. I don't have my Silk Touch pickaxe. But yeah, a lot of English people are like the rudest people you will find. Like amongst the people who are the most racist, the most unyielding in their opinion, and they're always right. And you've seen football fans. A lot of the stereotypes that they fight all the time have come from English stereotypes. And it's not a good stereotype to fit with, to be perfectly honest. But hey. Let's do this. I can't use water around here because I filled in the little lava river area. Any water will turn that straight to obsidian and I'll have to start over. with digging out the obsidian as well. God, that would just be so horrible. But yeah, if you guys have a topic or honestly anything that you'd recommend, because there are people here now this time round, and I'm not just talking to myself like a couple of previous videos. So if you guys want to talk about a certain topic, anything that you want to see an opinion or just come on and talk about, speak your mind, it's anonymous. Nobody really cares. I mean, honestly, you're here to defend your opinion, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. At least on here. Let's do this. I'm gonna expand this bowl. Oh, there goes a piece of ice. I'm gonna expand this bowl slightly. Like this. I kind of want to hold a monopoly on the server, just on the compact ice, because it doesn't seem to be a lot of it, and we live in like an ice spikes biome, so no monopoly chance right there, right? I want to get rid of that. The argument booth. Honestly, I'm not as big as that. I want to think. I've never seen it. I'll be perfectly honest. I've never seen it. This isn't an argument. No, it is. Yes, it is. I'll be perfectly honest. Americans are a little confrontational in their opinions, and it's funny up until someone has a fit. Then it becomes less funny. I mean, it's still hilarious from my point of view, but you know, it's I'm one of those odd people. Okay, let's think. I want to do one which is just like sort of that shape, but bigger. Yeah, let's do that. I've honestly never seen it I-beam, and it's one of those things where I'd probably be laughing too much for anyone to take it seriously, and I suspect I may offend people even more if I did. Which is pretty terrible. I already offend a lot of people with the stuff I say. I mean, there was one funny event recently. I was in a lacrosse game and someone was running alongside me, and they were going full tilt, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I've definitely outrun this guy because I'm 6'2", weigh like 350 pounds." So they're like, "Oh, I've definitely outrun this guy," and he turned around and I'm stood right beside him, like running alongside him. I mean, obviously he wasn't still going full tilt then. He was probably slowed down a little, but it was so funny to see his expression. He just wasn't expecting it. But yeah, I do try at that sport. It's one of the last luxuries I enjoy, I guess. Should we make it one bigger? Yeah, let's make it one bigger. I'm gonna be tearing out this other bit too. And honestly, we've got Nether Rack and Nether Brick for days, like because we're tearing out the Nether, so it's fine. We can waste a little of it. Let's see. I don't really have another topic because a lot of the times it's just something off the top of my head. I just roll with it. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Which is kind of bad for someone who's streaming and drawing a blank, but yeah, I just did that. I just took the torch out and then replaced it again. What dunce? Okay, let's do this. I think this is big enough. Alright, start building it up. Wait a minute. Is that the right size? Oh, no, no, no. It's, hmm. Yeah, let's do the top a bit taller than the Monty Python. Oh, oh, you're talking about the gag arguments. Yeah, I if you haven't watched Monty Python and you plan to, it's very it's very on the nose humor, and I got forced to watch it, and it was not a joyous time in my life. Let's put it that way. Okay, let's do this. Man, this compressed ice is just I'm just churning through it. Is Saturday Night Live still on? Because I thought a couple of people left it and they just I guess they stopped. I don't actually know. That's the problem. Because I don't watch a lot of American TV shows, and the ones I do watch, they like when it's cancelled, it's just cancelled for a season. I wonder how the rating system goes in America. Because I know things get cancelled all the time, but do they announce that it's just been cancelled, or honestly, when you've sort of become an adult, you stop watching TV altogether. It's just one of those things. As much as you'd like to keep, going and your favorite TV shows, that's why binge watching TV shows have become so popular. Oh yeah, I was reading something. Apparently, Netflix people who stream off um, mobile devices or anything that uses data, they were throttling it, and I was just like, oh dear. I sit at home and watch Netflix all the time, but then I'm always on Wi-Fi, so it's not the same. It's just not the same. I mean, a lot of people use mobile data and watch Netflix on the go. I'm like, really? Should you really be using your data like that? I mean, is your data plan so big that you're just like casually wasting it? Uh, I really don't know what some people think. Just some of them are, I can't say smart, and some of them just, why are you doing this? And then just other people when they say like, just because I can. Really? Is that really a good excuse? Yeah. There was also a push in American law to stop scientists from relying on the p-value of experiments too much. If you guys don't understand the p-value, it's basically in a bell curve. God, really shouldn't be explaining this to people. In a bell curve, if say a certain thing has affected something in the upper 5% to change it. I'm not really good at explaining this. Yeah, but it's essentially what scientists use to say like their drug or this event works or it has some correlation with whatever they're researching. And if it's lower, like 0.0001, then it's a really good match. So that's almost like, yes, this is directly affecting what we're researching. So, but they were relying on it too much. Like the example they used was a hair rejuvenating cream that it says, yes, they said the participants did rejuvenate hair, yes, but they also didn't keep the data in of how much hair they rejuvenated. They could have had two hairs grow on their head. They essentially still bald, but hair still regenerated essentially. And I'm just like, people do that? It sounds like quite a criminal thing to do, and I'll be honest, because I'd like to belong to a scientific community because it's just fascinating, and I am actually in the course. And like, I don't like to think of my fellow scientist as someone who would do that. But that being said, It's absolutely possible that they do that because they want to be published, they want to be successful, and they just want to. And if companies press them, they will have to give them results that show that their product works. It's just a fact of life. But it's kind of sad that even something that I trusted for so long is no longer trustworthy and have to be sort of slapped on the wrist. Sad, very sad. Oh well. I mean, nothing's definite, right? Let's do this side now. Two like this. Wow, that one just disappeared. That's really odd. Anyway. Okay, so we're doing something like this. Let's take a look at it. Cause I did this tower in like an episode, like last episode, and just the middle crystal bit just didn't take my fancy. Not too bad. Not too bad. Ooh. Oh wow. Quite a lucky shot. Also, this ring needs to go a bit higher, so I'm taking this down as well. Let's take scaffolding off here. Seems kind of precarious that I'd be doing this on the side of a floating crystal. Okay. Yeah, let's just do this. Crap out all the compressed ice. This. Let's move on to another topic. A lot of people who are watching this, since I said it as teens or mature, I forgot which one it was, but a lot of people watching this will be drivers and people who have driven before or have a license of some sort. And it's just really weird to me that a lot of people still don't like driving. I can understand if it's for like a medical reason where, you know, you can't concentrate or you get epileptic fits or stuff like that, but other people, it seems like a joy of life that, you know, you either, actually now that I come to think of it, it's not really a joy of life. You have to get a license for it, you stress out over the money, and then you stress out money for getting the car, and yeah. It seems my argument has fallen through, but honestly, I'm a person who likes to drive, and just I've had someone talk to me saying like, yeah, I would like for them to come out with a system where it's just all self-driving cars. Like, yeah, it's great, but then, you know, self-driving cars have to become the that's okay, that's different. Did I go? Oh, I thought it went all the way over the crystal. But yeah, self-driving cars have to become a norm first, and really. But they're only just hitting the market now, and let's be honest, they're probably not going to be the cheapest thing on the planet. I mean, the reason why the cars now are so cheap that practically everyone can afford them is because they've gone through so much, and you know they've had to make them cheap in terms of competition. To keep up with the competition, sorry. But electric cars probably won't come into mainstream until 10, 15 years now. That's best possible estimates at that point. Yeah. But everyone has their wishes, and I'll be perfectly honest. After like a hard day's work or something that was very laborious, I want to just get in a car, go home. But a lot of the time, it's get a taxi, get a bus, whatever, and it works. It just works. If you want to take public transport or have something like that, then it's fine. but the guy was like pushing to have like all cars be electric and this, that, and the other. And it's like, it's a good idea. It's just not the most practical thing on the planet. It's more glass. I'll be perfectly honest. Right, I'm being frank a lot of the time when I say this. It's just, electric cars sound great and all, and you get torque straight away, and it only uses electricity instead of fossil fuels, instead of petrol, where you had to dig it out the ground and that kind of deal. But honestly, if we're not consuming it, like, because there's so much demand for it now, if we're not consuming it, they're still going to be digging it out of the ground, no matter where they go. So you might as well enjoy this era, as it were, of the petrol combustion engine car, and then have the next one come along and we just enjoy that, or just move over as a culture. I mean, he was just so persistent, but I guess that's just the people I hang around with. Some people understand, some people just don't. It's like a cloudy swirl, I guess, around this area. But I mean, what are your opinions on the electric car and stuff? More of that, or do you guys want to see like more of the hybrid? What am I doing? More of the hybrid come along, the hydrogen using cars, or the hybrids, or like the cars like the hydrogen fuel cell using ones, or that crazy one from France, which is just uses compressed air, I guess, uses the brakes to compress the air. That's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, it's cool as a concept, but in everyday use, probably not the best thing on the planet. But yeah, I mean, you can get your car to run on crazy stuff. I'm pretty sure a lot of people who can afford it have converted their cars to use vegetable oil. That sounds pretty cool. But do you really want the back of your car to smell like fish and chips all the time? It sounds good, just no. Considering people might think you're like a mobile fish and chips, just come running. Yeah, not the brightest idea. Yeah, this way. I think this will do. This will make it look better. And then we can have, since we have spikes on the side before, we can still use that. Oh, I'm running out of ice. Sorry, running out of glass. I keep saying ice. It's just I'm around it too much, I think. I'm going ice crazy. Let's see. Honestly, the other day I tried out an electric car like during the summer, and it was a little Nissan Leaf, because the car I've got now currently is a little Nissan Juke, and I'll be honest, it's a very, very poor choice of car. You expect it to be bigger on the outside because of how it looks. No, that thing, you can spit in the boot and it will just fill up. Like, the boot will physically fill up. It's so annoying. When someone asks you for a ride to the airport, you have to ask them how many suitcases you've got. That's embarrassing. As like a little help. Oh, God, it's... Alright, let's close it in a little. But yeah, it's just... It's, because my mother recently went to China, and she had to be dropped off at the airport, and I came back to take the car, essentially. and she and an auntie went. Just barely fit they had a suitcase each and a carry-on. Barely fit the suitcases in, and them as well. It's ridiculous. I mean, you expect a car that advertises for 5 people to be able to fit 3 people and 2 suitcases. The boot was ridiculous. But yeah, the performance is quite a gas guzzler. I mean, I'm averaging what? And yes, I know it depends on the market you go to and all that kind of stuff, but some cars now are like averaging 40, 50 miles per gallon. My car's still averaging 30, and it was like I got a 13 plate. It just doesn't seem right that the car would still be this ineffective after so long, I guess. Yeah, let's do this. What are you driving? Sounds like you're driving a tractor. Unless you're like my housemate who drives an MR2. I mean, he still gets what, 19 miles per gallon? What do you drive, I-Beam? I'm really sorry if it's actually is a tractor and I've just made fun of it. Whoa. Wait. 3.25. So you drive a white van, essentially. Is that what you're saying? Huh. Your white van has 365 horsepower. What the hell did you put in it? Oh, I guess I'm more used to comparing horsepower per ton. Oh, wow, that was close. Sorry, it's every time I think of a van, because I see more white vans here in Britain than anything else, so I just immediately think white van. Yeah, I think I can add another coil to this. Sorry if it's not white. I've just done a Klaus on you. I'm sure it's got a lovely paint scheme. I think. I don't know how you feel about the paint scheme. Yeah, I think it looks okay. Right, time to do some. We'll do normalize. Yeah, you got stereotypes. It happens a lot. I'm sorry. I love how the first topic it's two-tone green. So is it like a darker green and a lighter green, or like 2 greens are very similar? I'm sorry, I also like to start off with I talk about stereotypes and immediately stereotype someone. I am terrible. I need to get some ice. Two medium greens. Oh. Did you paint it that way? Has it got like a decal on the side? Wait. You're not do you have a trade skill? Is that why you've got a van, or is it because is it like a taxi, or? Because I don't imagine the average family getting a van. Unless you've got loads of children. Do you have a lot of children? It's factory color two-tone green. What? Sounds like someone's had an accident and tried to paint over it. It's... Oh! Is it camo? Wait. Why would you have camo for camping? That sounds like it's counterproductive. I want to be seen because I'm in the woods, but I don't want to be seen because I've got camo on the truck. Well, on the van. It's sorry, I'm being silly now. If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of an idiot, so the things I say, don't take them to heart. Oh, so it's like a woodland green. So it blends in well with like the forest and stuff. Did you work in the forest? Why would you have this? Sounds kind of suspicious that someone say like, yes, I have a van that that hides well in the woods. You know, no reason. You have a car named Tree. Oh, that this I have to see. Actually, come to think of it, do people still name their cars? Like that, I know it's like a cutesy thing. It's done back in, I don't know when they did it, but do people still name their cars like that? I mean, it sounds like a very old and style thing to do. Like, oh, I'm just gonna take um Alejandro out for a drive. I don't know why I thought Alejandro. Don't ask. Wait, um, do you go out in the woods often then, Ibeam? Because honestly, I kind of like the idea of camping. But then I heard of a new thing called glamping, which is just like glamorous clamping. Glamorous clamping? Glamorous camping, which is like the most posh thing ever. Like, oh, I'm gonna go camping, except I'm not really gonna do any camping because I'm a really big stereotype, and I don't like to get my hands dirty or do any of that stuff. So do you do camping a lot then, Ibeam? Because it sounds like you're quite the outdoorsy type. Wait, is this right? Yeah. Yeah, I thought someone would say something. I thought you'd say something like that. Yeah, I'm not a real camper. Let's face it. I'm just like looking at me. I am like the worst kind of camper you probably ever encounter. Someone who basically does nothing, knows nothing, and will probably burn the campsite to the ground. Whoa! You've got, wow. That sounds really cool. Although I can't remember. Does PS1 games need an internet connection? I I don't actually know. I've never really owned a console before, so I don't think so. Right? It's quite old. Oh, okay. Wait, did you? So you installed all the power inverters and solar cells yourself, right? There is only a direct connect option to an OPS1. Oh. Oh wow. That's kind of. Uh, I'll be honest. It's I after coming to university and stuff and hearing how people are earning from like trade skills, I kind of wish I did go to and do a trade skill. I mean, as clumsy as I am, I'm probably better off with doing something with my hands and being, faffing around in the lab and probably killing someone. It's always getting in the way. Oh, that's all the that's all the glass I've got. Um, I need to. Should I do another one? No, that'll be alright. I think. How long did it take you? Was it quite a long project, or was it just like, oh, I'll just do this all in a day and just bang it out? Like, I have no idea just what I'm doing anymore. I mean, it's probably gonna take quite a while, man. You gotta strip the panels off the car, rewire everything. Presumably, you camp in the van, and instead of like making a tent and all that kind of stuff, because it sounds like you might be able to, and you've got a PlayStation in there. So, come to think of it, I don't even know your country of origin. I'm guessing it's not England, because those solar the solar cells will essentially be never be used. Put the walls up. Oh, okay. So you've converted a van into like an RV type deal. I probably should also ask someone about the I don't know if I want to put crystals on the outside now. I'm just thinking. Sorry, I'm going backwards and forwards here. I just don't know if I want to put like crystals on the outside because it doesn't look bad now. I'll be no tents and usually go with beer and big cats. Wait, are we talking like big domesticated cats, or are we talking like big, sort of like a tiger cub cat? Because you have just jumped up so high in the cool factor if you just said tiger cub. But those are expensive too. Like 10, 15 grand a pop? No, it's higher than that, I think. What? Where do you live? It sounds like such a cool thing. I'm guessing it's not your full-time job, though? Because that sounds pretty awesome if it was your full-time job as well. Unless you're a zookeeper or a exotic pet trainer. Oh, wait. I'm getting the feeling that you're not what my estimated age range was. Because when you said, like, the stuff that you said, I thought your estimated age range was, like, 25, 30-ish. Wait, so you say most people can't get to, you can get to in a van? Come on. Or are we talking like a van that's been modified, hefty wheels, and you have to cut in like a cutaway into like this forest or whatever to get into it, to get the van through? Oh, is it a hover van? Quite cool. You know what? I think I'll leave it like this because it looks better now. I mean, the crystal looks huge compared to like the stand. 4-wheel drive is the first thing I said. Yeah, I have no idea about cars unless you're talking about like a commercial car. I can talk statistics for an Aston Martin or a GTR or a whatever, just something that comes off the commercial line. You say anything about modifying it, and it will just go straight over my head. I don't know anything about modification and stuff, but it sounds like you've got a really cool rig. I mean, it's a 4 foot lift kit. A 4 foot lift kit, or is that 4 inches? I can never tell. 4 foot is huge. It's like over half of me. And huge wheels. I gotta get a picture of that. Would you be likely to tweet me a picture of your sweet ride? Sounds pretty cool. Oh. Well, I'm guessing if it's what I think it is, it's no, the 4-wheel drive will most likely have been done in factory. Yeah, I mean, is it hard to do 4-wheel drive by yourself? I don't know. Well, I know one is 4 foot and one is 4 inches. I don't remember which one's which. I think the double, like the speech marks, is 4 foot. I think the little apostrophe is inches. I want to say it's probably the other way around. I've made an absolute ass of myself. But I know like there's a massive difference, and it's 12 inches per foot, so I'm guessing 40, 44 inches apart. I'm trying to do maths in my head and it's failing miserably. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Right, time to put these away. Alright, I'm gonna put these away before Block has a fit with me. Oh, okay. So the speech marks is inches, and the apostrophe is foot. Okay. Yeah. There's 12 inches in a foot, I think. Yeah. Wait. Sealed quotes. Okay. I'm gonna say this right now. I-beam, are you American? Because there's clearly a language barrier between us. Oh, you know what? I finally just sat here and realized it looks like a chocolate swirl. One of those ice creams. Yeah, it looks like ice cream. I've honestly seen more Americans do something like this when they've retired or have a really cool job like this. I've seen more Americans do that. But then again, I guess other countries don't really advertise it as much. I think that would be the saying. I mean, let's face it, Americans are very proud. And also they have a lot more space where they can get their solar cells to work. Whereas, let's face it, I live essentially like Atlantis before it sunk. Where are we going? Okay, let's do some more digging. After we've done this, it's looking a bit better now. I'm still not. I'll keep tweaking it over the weeks, and then I'm gonna quickly jump into the Nether, and let's do a bit more digging. I take it since you've got a PS1 in your van, you're quite a gamer. What kind of games do you play? Oops. Okay, let's put these in the hopper. Let's hope I don't burn up again. Yeah, this whole the Wither skeleton farm is essentially one bit like it's a very unnecessary project that I have to dig out the Nether like this, but it's just something to do because You know me. I like to undertake big projects because otherwise it just wouldn't be me. Oh, I take it they're all still on like CDs and stuff, right? Because I can't imagine the PS1 having an online library, and since you can't really access it, yeah. What's a favorite game? Come on, we gotta share some common interests after me making an ass of myself. Oh, fell in the hole. It's fine. Yeah. This place just intrigues me. It's just so flat now. Although that being said, we dig a couple of levels down, and gas are gonna start spawning in here. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a challenge. But honestly, they'll help us start digging. Have fun. Well, to be honest, if you're out there with bobcats and stuff, won't the noise from the PS1 attract them? Ooh. Wait, you've retired and you're like got a hefty rig, gaming rig? That's kind of cool. Wait, noise from the PS1 keeps them away? Really? I thought they'd be curious what it was. Then again, I barely know anything about big cats, so aren't they quite playful still? Oh, oh god! I thought I was gonna fall in again. I don't know. Do you blare them out of your speakers and stuff, or is it just kind of headset on and that kind of deal? Although that being said, if you're out in the nature, should you really be enjoying? Should you really be on your PS1? It seems like you'd be out there enjoying the nature a bit more. I don't know if that gets boring or not. Are you running from something, IP? Yeah, can't. Let's be honest. You go camping. It's quite relaxing. You chill out and. Oh, crap. I did during CCF training. Does that count? It's not the most glamorous thing. CCF was killer. I also realized I'm not sure if that even like runs anymore, because last I heard, I think they abolished it from my last school. So, which is kind of sad. I mean, the people who ran it were the nicest people until they put their uniform on. Then they became like the hard asses on students, and it's like, ugh, do you really have to do that? What the? What the? Oh. What's going on? I don't. I'll be perfectly honest. Given the choice, I'm an urban kid. I will not willingly spend time out in the woods. I mean, I'll go for a hike. Don't get me wrong. I would love to go for a hike. Just if you want me to spend time out there, I'd rather die. I grew up in a big city. I don't do like the woods and stuff. See, it's stuff like this that makes that leads me to believe that I-Beam is actually American, because they do a lot of that stuff, and I'm in awe sometimes, but other times I'm just like, no, no. I take it you spend a lot of time out there since you have essentially a vehicle built for that terrain. I mean, everyone has their ideal vacations, right? For me, I like the mountain. I'd rather go in the snow. something that I can snowboard down. As you're going down, all you'd hear is like the powder crunch under your board. Oh, nope. Just the powder like softening under your board. It's like the greatest noise. And I really want to do something that I've heard. It's called a Sasquatch, which is just waking up early and hiking up the mountain and snowboarding down at first light. Oh, that sounds amazing. But again, I still like a warm bed to come back to instead of a tent. And who knows? Sometimes if you go with someone competent, then you might have like the best time of your life. It's just I don't know anyone who's competent enough that I trust in the wild. Yeah, the people I make friends with are questionable at best. Let's face it. And besides, it's England. We don't really have that many woods that we can go into. I mean, a lot of it's just private land now, so, and it's just, a lot of places do hunt game. I think they hunt pheasants and stuff, but yeah. Yeah. Wait. Ski resorts allow you to sleep in their car, in your car? Oh, I thought that was strange. But yeah, but a lot of like snowboarding holidays that I've gone on is just you turn up, rent stuff, and you stay in like a lodge, that kind of deal. If you have like friends. Oh, okay. Yeah. We won't tell them. We won't tell anyone. I mean, the ski resort is nice enough. It's just it's quite pricey if you try to go alone. I mean, last time I snowboarded really like, it was like Canada a few years ago. The hostel was like the nicest place ever. It was like 15-minute bus journey, and there was a place that waxed your board in 15 minutes. And I was like, wow, I could have a fresh cut board every morning. I'm like, oh, that place was like heaven to me. But not everyone's cup of tea. Like, not everyone's cup of tea. Like, how I-beam here might prefer camping in the woods. I might, like, that kind of deal, I might prefer glamping. Because let's face it, I'm a bit of a doughboy. And anything above, like, God, that sound, the gas scares me every time. Yeah, but anything above, like, just hiking and having to do that, it's probably gonna kill me. And let's face it, I've got like the physique of, if you get stranded out in like the middle of nowhere, I've got a physique of someone you eat first. You know what I mean? The fat will preserve you. It's true. Don't judge me like that. But yeah. I mean, it's again, it's different for everyone. My fiance, she likes to relax. Like, she's really big into Japanese culture. She'll prefer to relax at an onsen, a public bath, something like that, instead of going out and doing what I want to do. But hey, everyone relaxes their own way. That being said, like, have you? I was just thinking. No, I'm not sure if they're connected or not. Just, how some people enter competitions to win, like, oh, the dream holiday and all that. Has anybody actually entered one of those? Because I want to know. Do they just kind of give you a voucher to go and do your dream holiday, or is it just kind of something that they've pre-packaged and you just go? Because it sounds like to run something like that, you just got something cheap and then raffled it off or done a competition, and then profits go to this, that, and the other. But it just sounds, honestly, it sounds like they've just got something cheap and just run with it. And glammed it up essentially. Oh, it's like all expenses paid, and you get there, and your drinks aren't included. This isn't included. That isn't included. You know, it sounds like a pretty big nightmare. I'll be perfectly honest. But I would like to go on a cruise again. But I don't know about the adventures they had. Last time I went on a cruise, I went with family, and yeah, just I'll be honest, going anywhere with family, unless you're a very tight knit family, don't. Just it's painful, especially if like one of your relatives doesn't speak English or doesn't share in a common language. I mean, don't get me wrong, as good as some relatives are, and as good as they are, sometimes the language barrier just breaks down, and you're just left there. What is it? Uh-oh. God damn it. These ghost blocks. Yeah, if you guys have a similar story of going with somewhere with someone, and they insist on you doing it this way, and it's completely wrong, and you know it's whatever, it's like, share a story. It's time to share a story. But yeah, it's the other thing is this reminds me of a story. It's not related in any way. It just reminds me because I said story. But you know how people say like a lot of people say like, oh, I've got a boyfriend or whatever, since you just start talking to them. I didn't think this. I thought it was an online joke. Okay, I thought it was like the biggest prank people played on each other. Like, it just doesn't happen. Yeah. It actually happened to me. So I was being nice to a lady behind me. I was holding out the door, and she came up to me, and instead of saying thank you, she said, "Oh, sorry, I've got a boyfriend." And I'm like, I looked at her and went, "So, I'm doing this out of the night, you know, to be nice. I'm not doing this to sleep with you. What the hell, man? Just." I thought it was hilarious. I don't think she took it that way. She may have been pretty offended, but it was like, I was just like, this stuff actually happens. This is for real. Oh god. I also like, you know, in my backpacking travels, I meet some of the nicest people, and exterior wise, they look like they will pick you up and snap you in half, but other times they're like the nicest little old lady or little old couple, like traveling to see their grandchildren or whatever. They have like the foulest mouths ever, and I'm just like, oh my. Like, this is definitely something different. But yeah, we had one gentleman who was traveling on a train, and he had a handler with him, and I offered to have the handler sit next to him to look after him. He says, no, don't worry about it. And it's like, this was a black gentleman, and he was very, very tall, as in, like, I'm 6'2", 6'2.5", something like that. And when I stood up, I had to crane my neck to look up at this man, and he was hunched over with a walking stick, and I'm like, wow. But he was like the nicest man ever. He was actually traveling to his daughter's wedding. I was traveling from St. Louis, I think it was St. Louis to Kansas City, I want to say. Or it was the other way around. I've forgotten, but I've forgotten the journey. But I just remember this man. He was astonishing. Like, he joined the army, and he was medically discharged because he suffered shrapnel damage to his central nervous system. So he was a bit, he was a bit on the fritz. And he came back, and the army offered to. He was still quite young back then, and the army offered to pay for his education. So he went back and he got a master's degree in neuroscience, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And he was, he was talking about the papers he worked on, and part of all part of the projects he was with and the teams and all that. And then just halfway through, he became really like, you know how sometimes when you talk to old people, they just kind of stare off into the distance. And he was looking out the window, and I was asking like, is everything okay? And he says like, yeah, everything's fine. This was just where me and my buddies used to hang out. And I looked out, we were just crossing a river, and he says like, we used to go fishing there. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, they're all gone now. And I'm like, whoa, that took a very, very and I was just like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And he was like, don't worry, they went out the way they wanted to, having the best times of their life. And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah, he said, because they were into like doing extreme stuff. Apparently one of his buddies died jumping down a waterfall, and I'm like, ugh. like how do I, like, how do you respond to that? I was just like, oh, I guess he was quite the adventurer. And he just turned around to me, and he's like, well, he was showing off to this girl, you see. And I'm like, oh. And he just slapped his knee and was like, you get it. And I'm like, he was that kind of fellow. He was great to talk to. But afterwards, I'll say this now, and Latifa, I've forgotten the daughter's name. I am really sorry, because your father actually invited me to the wedding. It's right down at the bottom. I've got the chords. It's if you see the perimeter there I've set up, it goes all the way around in a square around the fortress at the bottom. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's a little project I'm embarking on, because I originally wanted to just go around slabbing everything, but then I thought it looked quite cool if it was just like you enter the Nether and it just be like a big empty area. I thought it just looked cool, but that's just me. I mean, yeah, I'm just being stupid. I know. I'm doing it essentially for aesthetic reasons. And I might have an episode coming up where I build the wither farm to have it up and running for now, and I'm just digging this out because it does sound like quite an accomplishment. But then again, I might just honestly, we might have enough gunpowder. We just might just TNT the area. I'll be honest, none of the things I do really make sense. It's one thing that I have to warn people about. I don't make sense at all. Oh yeah, going back to the original story, I am very, very sorry to the daughter who was getting married. The father invited me to the thing, and I was just like a dirty backpacker, so I went with him thinking, I might as well accept out of, gratitude or whatever for sharing a story. And I went, and I stuck out like a sore thumb, because I did have a smart set of clothes with me, thinking that I need it. So I went with a crisp white shirt and like dress pants, what Americans would call. Essentially, it was just like a suit bottom, and yeah, I stuck out like a sore thumb. I was like the only Chinese face amongst like a sea of black people. And I don't mean that in a racist way. It's just, I was like the palest person there. And she was she was not expecting her father to pick up someone from the train station and just offer like that. And I'm just like, I'm really, really sorry. I was so awkward. I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know what to say, and people were asking who I was, and I'm just like, I kind of met the father of the bride at the train station, and people didn't believe me. It was just so weird. I came back and told my friends at the uni, and they were like, "You do realize you could have ended up in a very bad situation?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's an adventure without a little what's an adventure without a little stress, I guess, or a little danger." What's down there? What's that? It might be a lava. It might be a lava source. No, it's got. Oh, it's glowstone. But yeah, this is essentially what I'm going to be doing whilst streaming most of the time. I'm just going to be digging this massive cube out. Come on, where are you? Once we get a bit more... I've got enough sand already. Once we get a bit more gunpowder, I'll probably make TNT and just TNT the whole place. It's just easier that way. I forgot which server did that as well, which just TNT the whole area around their wither farm. I actually wonder. I'm actually gonna go get a block of TNT because I'm actually well, I've only got one pick left. I'll just finish this. I'm just wondering how far the TNT will blast, because it will probably blast quite far since the blast the blast protection on the block isn't very high. It'll probably blast quite far. But then again, I might be wrong. Yeah, but the beds will harm me too. I don't want to harm me in the making now, shall we? And we also lose the beds. But then again, we've got a wool farm, so it doesn't really matter. The beds harm me, I-beam. The beds harm me. It's, as much as I like, ending my life in hilarious ways, it's, not one of the things not one of the, things I just want to achieve over and over again. On the in the Nether. All that being said, if we can get some armor with blast protection on it, I want. Oh, this is. Oh, damn it, I-beam! You've picked up my interest in something. After I finish these two picks, I'm gonna go and experiment. Because if we can get armor with blast protection and use beds, and it doesn't take off too many hearts, we might just do that. Wait, do beds stack? I don't think beds stack. Damn, that's gonna be quite a hassle if beds don't stack. But it wouldn't make sense if beds did stack, because you can't stack. You know what? I'm trying to use real life logic in Minecraft. It just doesn't work. No. Yeah. It's just applying real logic into a video game sometimes just doesn't work. I mean, a lot of games it does work. Like, say, one of the games I watched recently, Division. I mean, it's kind of just common sense to get behind cover and shoot from behind cover, right? That's essentially what that game is. It's just going cover to cover and then just shooting people. I'm also hearing this gas, and I don't know where it is. I suspect it's not in the roof because it's not. You can't spawn up here yet. Okay. After this pick, we'll go get some TNT. And also, yes, I'm wasting a lot of netherrack, but netherrack's not good for it. Really good for anything. So I just want to remove it. And I think the TNT will blast out some of the netherrack from within the bedrock, so it's like a win-win situation. Let me grab my silk touch pick. Grab some of this glowstone. I think block needs some, so we'll save the glowstone for block. Considering her towers are still not finished. Those things look huge, and she's still not finished with them. I don't think she's gonna build up anymore, but it's still quite an accomplishment to build something that high. I make it look good, at least. That's what I meant to say. I make it look good. It's anything that's been upsized has the general sort of the thought of quality is lacking. So say if you had like I'm just gonna go with something like a barbecue platter because I'm a fat guy and I talk about food all the time. Say if you had like a giant barbecue platter, you know, you're not gonna taste it as much, and it's sort of the tastes are just gonna blend together. But I disagree. If done well, it's really, really tasty. And some of the places I went to on my backpacking trip, oh wow, I would give an arm and a leg to just go back there and just eat until I exploded, essentially. Some people say like American food is bad. I tell you what, some of the places I have been to in Europe have pretty bad food. There's I forgot if it was Finland, I want to say. They have like the pickled fish, and I've had pickled fish. I come from a culture who eats like salted fish and all that kind of stuff and pickled stuff. So it's not really, you know, that unfamiliar to me. It's just the way they did it. Oh wow, it was. Oh, I had to like sit down for a second. I was just like, whew, that's different. Definitely different. Okay, let's go grab some TNT and see how far we can blow up this place. And then we'll grab a bed as well. We've got some blast protection. Oh no, just fire protection. Let's see if we've got different sets of armor as well. We'll grab another set probably. Oh, also for the people who I'm guessing everyone's new here, but if you want to give me some advice on the overlay I've got for the stream, it's kind of nice, I think. It's something that I just kind of lobbed together and just hope it will go. Wait, do we have a glowstone chest? I mean, any advice would be nice. I kind of like the purple, but I couldn't get the purples right. So, where is the bed that I had last time? I think glowstone is back here. Yep, glowstone. Alright, dropping off some more glowstone since Block might need it. TNT is right where the redstone is. There's 9 here. Is there a flint and steel? Did I leave it in the tools chest? There's an absolute... Yeah, I left it in here. Let me grab a bed as well. If I can't find a normal bed, I might just use the one that I have on here. Because going back to spawn when you die has its advantages. I mean, not many, but it's just when I use the ender and all that kind of stuff. When I die, it's closer to somewhere I can reuse a nether portal. It's just easy, convenience. Honestly, that's all it is. It's just convenience. Okay, let's. In here? No. In here? No. If I was a bed, well, here we go. There's a bed. Alright, so let's go to the nether and blow some stuff up. Actually, I'm gonna make a couple more beds because then we can replicate it. Because I've got 9 TNT, so. Alright, let's. I'm also like obviously, if you can see in the stream, I've got a goal. Obviously, it's a superficial goal. It's everyone's doing it, so I thought I'd do it. But you don't have to donate. It's just I've got I will be working over the summer, and that's when I'll be getting money for a new rig, and hopefully to produce better videos, because the video quality right now isn't great. So, or at least I'd like them to be better. Let's grab some more beds. What wool would we have the most of? Yeah, let's grab some purple. Alright, let's crafting table. 20 beds. Yeah, they absolutely do not stack. Also, let's go. Damn it, I was gonna get some more armor and they were up there by the ice castle and I just forgot to get it. I'm such a ditz sometimes. Alright. There are also there's gonna be new games releasing in the summer. Hopefully I'll have hopefully I've gotten my new rig and I'll be playing some of them as well. So hopefully I'll be able to get some new YouTube video content for that, which would be nice. Which absolutely would be nice. Okay, let's see. I need blast protection. Oh, there's blast protection on these. I guess. Got blast protection on these. Yeah, there's no blast protection on it any of the other ones. Yeah, we'll just put these on then. Hopefully they'll work. If not, we're gonna have a very, very, very bad time. Don't worry, we'll have cooked steak and stuff like that as well, which I'm probably running a bit low on as well. That's kind of sad. Anyway, I never want to have my cooked steak run low, my stores run low. It's just one of those fears, like you've always had it where your food has run low and you're like, no, I don't want it to run low. Okay, let's go up top. We'll just dig in a random direction. Actually, I might put some stairs in here next time. Oh. Go to top instead, because then we can see that the top of this structure as well. Come on. I gotta put some stairs in here. It's easier to get up and down. Okay, I'm gonna dig a little staircase here. Yeah, let's okay, put that there. Run! Oh. Oh! Was this all just from the TNT? Holy crap sticks! Okay, if that's true, then I'm just gonna use TNT. Holy crap sticks! I'm just gonna use TNT now. I am definitely harvesting the crap out of our sand biome just for that. Okay, let's do another dig down for the bed. We've got loads of beds now at our disposal too. Okay, eat. Sorry, eat. Okay, bed down. Boom. Oh! Oh! That was quite the explosion. Wow! I have just found my new method of mining. Wow, this is I've never had so much fun blowing stuff up before. Wow, that's a huge hole. I-beam, I have got to hand it to you. This is so much more fun. Are they? Yeah, but they also seem like, you know, they're more dangerous than TNT. I mean, they're more cost effective, I guess. Because it's just wool and planks. Yeah, and I don't sustain too much damage. I've never had this much fun digging before. True, that's true. But honestly, TNT's stack. Beds don't. Ah, there's lava. I've never had so much fun. This is so cool. I'm gonna say this over and over again. I've not had so much fun. True. True, I-beam. Yeah. Wool and planks do stack. And bring a crafting table. Yeah. And honestly, if it's this effective, I might just have it so like just to throw. What? Like just to throw TNT down there. Wow, it still hit me. Cause yeah. Yeah, this is totally gonna be my new way of doing it. Just gonna set beds at regular intervals. Just add a little fancy. Come to the House of Klaus Hotel, where your bed is in the Nether and you'll be blown to smithereens. That hole, man. This is the way I dug in. Abso-freaking-lutely. And we could also find a glowstone like this and just silk touch it. Yes, no more enchanting. No more enchanting iron picks for me. I can finally focus on enchanting just some books and getting some decent picks ready for 1.9. Thanks for the advice, I-beam. Thanks for the advice. Cool guy. Alright, let's do this. I might actually go enchant some blast protection. Wow, I took 3 hearts that time. Oh, yeah, my armor's gone. Oh, that wasn't such a big blast. Oh, it took out a lot of the ceiling. Yeah, it's already broken my armor quite a bit. These were brand new too. Ooh, that's that might be a. Oh, come on, don't die on me. Oh, so close. This is fun. Twice as good as TNT, but I think I might go with the TNT method. Or I could do a mixture of both, just to mix it up a little. This is so much more fun. I'm kind of glad I streamed now, because then I would have gotten this advice from I-beam, and I am over the moon. I am seriously over the moon. And also, the bed causes a lot more fire. The bed causes a lot more fire than TNT does. Because let's choose that use TNT to take out lava. Take out lava? It did not take out lava. Oh, crap. Does it not affect lava? I thought it would. It doesn't. Huh. I thought it would. Damn. I thought it would wipe it out. Oh well. We'll just get buckets, I guess, and just take out the lava that way. Because there's gonna be a lot of one spot lava areas around, and if I just like TNT or bed the place, then you know it's just gonna become. Wow, I-beam. This is you're just giving me good ideas one after another. See, there's another one there. Just giving me good ideas one after another. Wish you'd be in my stream more often. Ooh. Oh, nice. Yeah, wow, these holes are huge. Alright. I think I know what my next course of action is. Also, we can use it to get some quartz too. Still touch that. Wow, there's loads of quartz on there. Alright, so yeah, we've got our next course of action. Instead of digging it out by hand like some chump, we're just gonna TNT it. Oh. Okay, let's put it here. Oh, I didn't know you couldn't shift click on TNT. Yeah, this is so much more fun. Don't get me wrong. I still have loads of picks to use, so I will be using it that way as well, doing a bit of that as well. But I will also be TNTing the fuck out of everything. I finally found a use for a huge stack of TNT, a huge stash of TNT. My dream is complete. All right, okay. Still got a bit of time left on the stream. I guess we'll start on getting. There's still more beds though. I want to use some of the beds. Alright, let's use some of these beds. We dig down here. Some food. Okay, that was a huge explosion and I took a lot of damage. Wow. Okay. I-beam, as lovely as the beds option is, I am not gonna go with the beds option. That's just way too dangerous for me. Yeah, but I might spread the beds around a little. Because honestly, if I accidentally all the armor breaks and I accidentally get into a bed in the nether, I will be gone. Like, everything around me will be gone as well, but... Wow. Okay. Let's go get some more stuff. Let's move on to one last topic, I guess. Whilst we're waiting for me to get off this high, essentially. I wanted to have a little discussion with you guys and the people watching now and the people who will be watching this later on. You know, it's a lot of people sort of fight for like gender equality, but a lot of times people use that as a misnomer. I think I'm using that word right. and they only they want equal rights for one gender. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say this: a lot of guys will say like, "Yeah, we have the right to do that," and that kind of deal. Like, I'll use one example. Women's lacrosse and men's lacrosse are very, very different, and basically one wears pads, one wears armor, and one doesn't. And for guys who are watching, women's lacrosse, it's very, very boring, because for us, we're just like, hit them, and they're not allowed to do that because they don't have the pads on like we do. And honestly, I would love to have them just equalize the sports and just say like, fuck it, here's some pads, smash the shit out of each other. And I would say it would make the sport much more interesting, because if the rules are exactly the same, then the people who play one sport will understand, one side of the sport will understand it the same as the other people, because they're essentially the same sport. And you're like, it's exactly the same thing, right? So I kind of like that idea in that sense. I mean, I want to get some feedback off you guys to see, if I'm actually in the right or wrong here, and there might be something that I'm not considering. But yeah, it's watching women's lacrosse, like, because we have a girls team. It's essentially watching people run around each other, and it's pretty boring to say the boot. It's pretty sad. Let's take off this stuff. I think I might just grab a new set. Okay. Nice going there, I-beam. Sports are stupid unless you have a controller in your hand. Alright, I'll say this because I've played sports all my life. It's to dumb down society and keep them from learning. It's not that. It's just a lot of people use it as a motivation, because you see, the athletes, they're normally fitter than the average people, and a lot of people, when they're training their bodies, unless they're bodybuilding, they will want to train towards a goal. So, I mean, sports is a way to do that. If not, it's just to sort of compete in competitive weightlifting, or something like that. It's all in good fun. I mean, there's no malice behind it. Honestly, I don't think it's there to really dumb down society. I've known people who play the sport and they have PhDs. So, I mean, there are other situations where apparently there's lacrosse teams in America where it's just made up of businessmen, and these guys come out and they're like the top of their league, and they just sit at a desk all week. So it's at a desk, and they essentially do stock and that kind of deal. So it's not dumbing them down. By no means is that true, because a lot of people who play sports are really smart. It's just a lot of people stereotype, going back to this original topic. Come on, I-beam. They stereotype as that the average athlete is someone who's basically a meathead, and they have no education. They just know how to play that sport, and just, they're violent and all that kind of stuff. Whereas the stereotype has been born of people where that is true. Who waves it and sits around drinking booze. Oh, what? Yeah, that is true too. That is true too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I come from a country where their sports fans are like just outlawed to never. They're so unwelcome in other countries. It's unbelievable. I thought I'm more fit than any athlete, and I don't do sports at all. Yes, but you're also, you're not the average person, I-beam. I think this is the chest where this is... was different. There's some gunpowder in here. This is team oh, I forgot what their name was. It's I think it's something in Scotty. Let me double check. It's I'm just checking. Basket and Scotty. Yeah, Team Basket and Scotty. They built this like big record shop, and it's quite a feat. Sadly, yeah, the average people have become like that, because it's. I don't know why. I don't know why the average people have become like people who just sit around and drink booze all day, but it's just how society has made them now, I guess. I gotta ask them how this thing works, because it is just a big mob farm, and then they have a big mob sorter. Yeah, it's a lot of people now. It's just when they come home from work, they don't want to move. I don't. Okay, I-beam. As much of that is true, but you have to understand the people who read Sports Illustrated. They're also people who are training themselves. They're also people who are probably more knowledgeable in that field than you or I am. And there are people out there. I mean, there are people who fit the description as the meathead, and you take one look at them and they're like, yeah, they're meathead. But then they come down and say like, oh, you need this kind of nutrition and all that and stuff. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. They're more knowledgeable than you, so it works that way. It's, well, I'm gonna say this from the point of view of when I grew up. Sports then was just to encourage people to do better. Okay, like after schools, a lot of people, especially me, we had to fight a crowd to get home. So we didn't want that. So for me, the biggest, sort of the biggest motivation to stay on the rugby team was essentially because I didn't want to go home, and I could just go after 5 o'clock where the rush hour is finished. That was my biggest motivation. But obviously that's not everyone's motivation. And yeah, I can understand that. And let's face it, you like schools and their sports, they're not the full competitive league. They will have different rules. Not really, because I would have still had to travel through town to get to the library. I mean, the library on campus didn't stay open, so it was just we couldn't stay there. I mean, all right, I-beam. You have to. I'll have to ask you. Would you say I'm stupid and dumbed down? Because it's a genuine question now. Would you say I am stupid and dumbed down? And it's probably I know it's bad to put people on the spot, but it's just to get that point across that there is an exception to every rule. I mean, I've played sports since I was like 10. Not really. I mean, a lot of the times we got penalized. We weren't allowed to play. We weren't allowed to play for the team if we were behind with homework. So we were in that respect, we were encouraged to do well in both academics and sports. Fair enough. That's. I'm not one of the brightest people on the planet. I'm not one of the brighter people on the planet. Hey, I wouldn't be struggling if I was, right? It's Honestly, it's not to stop you from learning. You can learn if you really wanted to learn. You could do both. And let's be perfectly honest, playing sports is a lot easier than learning, and a lot of people find that they can do both. But then again, there is also the argument of EA Sports now. There's electronic sports, which is just weird and ridiculous because it's not meant to make sense. But then again, the AA sports, they compete once a year, and I suspect they do get paid a lot less than average athletes, like the ones that appear on TV. They get they get paid to do that because it's their job, whereas the EA Sports people, they get paid when they win a tournament, and they also get paid when they do sponsors and stuff, which is not. It's the same with normal athletes. It's just they also get paid because they're on a team, and they play more often, and they get televised more often too. Also, I-beam, I've got to say, it depends what kind of athletes. That might be true, but they're still being paid. It's a viable industry. And again, I have to state, you have to you can't compare to all athletes. There is no way you will be able to win against you are as fit as a gold medalist. But there's also people who are in sports clubs which really should have retired quite a while ago, but they enjoy the sport. It helps them relax, and that's just what's important. It's that team atmosphere. If they're just looking for that, then team sport is all it's needed. Well, it depends what they do with that promotion money. Because if you think about it, um, athletes like I think it's Dwayne Johnson, the Rock. I mean, he does a lot of good in society too, but he still gets promotions. And then you get people who are like the tennis player recently. She was an avid feminist, so she was campaigning for like equal rights. I think equal rights or anything like that. It was very good work that what she was doing. She was highly praised, but would you say she wasn't doing good for the society? Again, it's up to scrutiny. Okay, not everyone who's smart is gonna invent something. Not everyone smart is gonna want to invent something. Why? Simply because they're not motivated that way. The same way a business person, a successful business person, he's smart. He will be able to sell you essentially anything if he's good enough. But will he be motivated by, you know, sort of an electric car, or would he be motivated by a bigger paycheck? You know what I mean? People are motivated by different things, and let's get down to it. The people who are motivated to invent an electric car, they're motivated by money too. You give them the money, and they will pull shit out of their ass for you. I mean, right now, because we are holding things to such a high standard, in especially the academic level, you are driving people to create like a good product or good research or good something before they submit it. Because why? They need that research money. They are fighting for it. I mean, granted, you get the people who are winning Nobel Prizes and stuff. They're not gonna be motivated the same way as an average person is. But then again, not everyone who wins a Nobel Prize in any field will be viewed the same. Like, okay, I'm gonna say this is a very controversial thing now, and it's coming towards the end of my stream, but everyone can agree World War II was bad. Okay, there's no denying it. You know, mass genocide of a race of people is like the most horrific thing you can do. But because of that, there were so many other advancements that it sort of leveled out. Okay, we're talking tank engines in terms of the military. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Talking tank engines in terms of the military. We're talking new stealth technology, radar, that kind of deal. It all came from a bad thing. It's what? They teach that because it's history. They honestly teach that because it's history. And let's be honest, the history is written by the victors, so they write it however they want. But the technology is there. You cannot deny that. Okay. History written in textbooks, it may not be 100% true. Okay, no, as people were saying, Napoleon wasn't that short, but he was made to look shorter because he created the Napoleon complex. Okay, but with technology, you can't deny it wasn't there. Say like, during that time, apparently the electric car was invented. The reason why it wasn't pushed forward is because it couldn't be run on the front lines as much. And like the technology to create better suspension for the new types of Jeeps going to the front line, that was technology right there. And then the other types would be, I'm guessing, engine for the prop plane, something like that. But there are loads of other things that are being advanced by history, and they are there as proof. You can't deny it didn't exist. So yes, how it happened may have been distorted, but there's evidence of it did happen. How? Sometimes really is a bit sort of the grey area. I mean, we could probably argue history for hours on end, and I'll be honest, I'm not a history. I don't do history at university, so I wouldn't know. But honestly, during that time, I'll go on something that I know. During that time, there was a lot of links between people of certain races, why they had certain inherited traits, and that was found out then. That was suspected of then. No, during times of when they were wiping out a whole race. It's just getting something good out of something bad at that point. And also, what do you not believe in history? Come on, man. Let's hear some of it. I beam. There's got to be something that you're holding to your heart that you don't believe in. See, this is the times where I would love for someone to come on and talk to me, because if people who are watching this afterwards are just going to be seeing me talk to myself, and I have to read it. Not one thing I was ever taught. Not one. So what? So I'm guessing. Did you regurgitate when you were at school? Because that's kind of what they teach you to do. Do you just not believe that like certain events happened, or do you not believe in like a history of evolution? Or I'm kind of having to having trying to shotgun here. I'm not because he this person is typing, and I can't. I don't know of a way to put it into the stream. I probably will be able to. I'll work it out for next time. So not one thing in history you believe in. It's just what part, like we have to. We're going overtime now, but it's just what part sticks out to you as like the biggest bullshit you've ever heard? Because I'm guessing some people would say dinosaurs. I'm guessing, but surely the bone records and the soil, sorry, the sedimentation will kind of debunk that. I'm not trying to like make fun of anyone. I'm not trying to make fun of anyone here. It's just I would love to hear it. Like hear your side of the argument, that kind of deal. I'm also just not doing anything at the moment. Got some compressed ice. Might as well store it. Like, say if you are, I'm kind of just spitballing here. If you are a person who believes in the Bible and you don't believe in it's not rotten dinosaurs. It's not rotten dinosaurs. It's just biodegraded dinosaurs. Put it this way. The reason why they say it's fossil fuels, it's not all dinosaurs. It's all biological matter. We as like organisms, we burn. And when they degrade, when we degrade, we slowly turn into fuel. Basically, we break down into something that looks like crude oil. It's just substance. I mean, if you've ever seen... Alright, I'm not saying this is everyone has done it, but if you've ever had to exhume someone after burial, it's not either. It's a... I'm guessing it's lubricating. Lubricating oil that has been there long before any plant. But crude oil isn't lubricating. It's a fluid that lubricates the outer crust from the magma layer. If that's true, shouldn't it be everywhere? As like a layer between the two layers then? Surely we can drill here, say in England, and find it, and it wouldn't make a split of a difference if we had to drill into like the middle of the Pacific. But the problem is, it's not everywhere. That's the weird thing. Because we have specific pockets of it. If what you're saying is true, then we can drill anywhere in the world and find it. But it's not. Yes. Really? So if we got to if we if we essentially went into someone's backyard, got a drill, dug deep enough, we'd find oil. That's what you're saying, right? I don't wanna mince any words here. Okay, anywhere. Then why are certain places trying to acquire it? Surely if we just say we dug a platform in the middle of, say, America, where there's like just vast wasteland, we can just suck out all of it from around the world. Surely that's true, right? I mean, it would just try to equalate itself. Yes, then it's not a lubricating between two layers then. Surely if it's not spherical in nature, it's not lubricating. The two layers, we live on a spherical planet. So if the inner layer is not spherical, it doesn't turn. So, do you believe in the tectonic plates? I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm just because I am just a person who doesn't know anything at this point. At some depth, it is everywhere. Then surely, if we drilled a hole, then that pressure release it would cause it all to rush to that area, wouldn't it? Isn't that how pressure works? You give essentially like a balloon. If you give it an opening, it will all come out. So if we dug a big enough hole, surely it'll just all come out. We wouldn't have to try so hard to find it. So like what was it called? Pangea? Something like that, where like all the continents were like one, and then it sort of separated out. Are you saying you don't believe that's the movement we were taught, right? I don't remember what that first area, like the first couple of continents was. Just like in the Gulf of Mexico, when they drilled it, it came out and it was such pressure they could control it. You mean the BP accident? Yeah, the BP accident. Yeah, that was. Yes, but there was still a very limited reservoir in there. That's why they had to cap it. I mean, if they just let it free flow, it would just flow forever. But the reason they had to cap it was because it's precious and it's limited. Yes, if they let the pressure out, yes, it would eventually stop. But with what you're saying is, it would take several like thousands of years for it to stop. Because eventually, like the pressure will never be the same between the two layers. There will always be some trickle. Well, I can believe that. Yeah, I mean the ocean is quite deep, so. Okay. Oh, it wouldn't go forever. It's only that if there is a pocket of it, then it's not lubricating. This is what I'm getting at. It's like if you have a ball bearing or like a turn wheel or like a lathe or anything like that, you have to lubricate it. You have to lubricate the whole thing, like the whole spinning component where the friction is. You can't just have it in pockets. It doesn't lubricate that way. At least you were never taught to lubricate that way because it damages the machine. Okay, okay. So I-beam said it was lubricating till an amount of it got squeezed out from where it was. So I'm guessing this is there's a molten core, then there's a lubricating area, and during pressures they're squeezed into like pockets where we can access them. Then where would this lubricant have come from? If it wasn't, just organic matter, what would it have been? Because down there is just mineral rock and lava. It boggle. It's a little hard for me to understand since I don't study it, I guess. But pockets used to fill pressure, and the pockets used to fill with pressurized antaural gases, and we suck them out, allowing the inflow of oil. Huh? Yes, because when you cause a huge cavity under the ground, it's unstable. It will collapse in on itself. Isn't that the whole reason why we have to pump it full again? I mean, now, I'm pretty sure they're just pouring cement into it now. I mean, don't get me wrong. It might be that this is true and it's not organic matter at all, but it just seems like, you know, because it's just, right. The example I can use is there's there was one recorded in history of Henry VIII doing it, and there's also been a couple of recorded newspaper articles around the world where if you try to where they have a funeral, and obviously it doesn't happen nowadays, it's just in the olden times, um, when they put someone in a casket and they leave it for a certain amount of time in a hot summer's day, they do create a lot of bodily gases, and it is explosive and it is flammable. It's sort of the same stuff that comes out as with natural gases, that we're pumping into homes in England. It's the same sort of stuff, except um, they also put in something to make it smell so you can detect it. But yeah, so it's the same sort of stuff. That's why I heavily believe it's still organic matter. I mean, let's be perfectly honest. Nobody really wants to exhume a body and try to put a lighter to it, because it's just very, very disrespectful. So what I-beam says is true, then I'm guessing he says I'm guessing it's also a he. I'm guessing I-beam is also a he. Um, I-beam is saying that it's just molten rock or something of that nature that's used to lubricate the molten layer and its crust. But again, surely if that's true, then the crust shouldn't move because it's being lubricated. But we have days, we have seasons, we have annual things. The Earth does spin. So if it's lubricating, it shouldn't spin, shouldn't it? Or are we saying it's sort of like a like an engine and a drive shaft, and a torque converter where they can spin at two different speeds? I mean, I'm just trying to get a handle on things. again, this is why I would like for people to come on and explain. Because, again, we could learn something if it's true. If it's not true, we could talk about it and sort of just get our grip on things. But yeah. It seems that I-beam's gone quiet after they said every oil well across Texas, for example, was pumped dry and now they have to be filled again. After that, it's just quiet. Okay. I wouldn't understand why not. Just why not come on and talk about it? A bit like a radio show. I mean, if you only talk about it on forums that are specialists to this, the general public won't know. And honestly, it's all about information sharing in this day and age, isn't it? Make it more accessible, I guess. That's kind of the reason. Yeah, the title already gave it away that I wasn't going to talk about Minecraft all the time. Actually, I wonder if I've actually finished editing the title. It should say it's come talk controversial with Klaus. It's not all about Minecraft. I mean, there's not really anything controversial about Minecraft, is there? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people will have gone to the forum, but other people, they might not have access to these forums or don't know if these forums exist. Yeah, so, you know, I'm trying to get, you know, the general public to know about this too. I mean, if it's sort of important information, then everyone deserves to know, right? I mean, that's just my opinion, though. It might be completely wrong, as most of the time it is. I mean, I'm just trying to be fair here. I'm not trying to tease anyone. I'm not trying to, you know, get up bunch anyone's panties in a twist. It's just, you know, I'm interested. You can't fault for someone for being curious. But yeah, if since it looks like I-beam has, let's just say, retired for the day, then I'll tell them on the forum, just speaking my mind. I just wanted to talk about games. Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. So I guess that since that's the end of the topic, I guess we'll call it here for a day. So thank you for joining me, guys, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Bye for now.